Feels like it's always been lunar eclipse, come to think of it. Wait, this is exactly the same sequence we have in the beginning of the game. Wait, what? That's why we can, in the beginning of the game, that's why we can choose one of the 4 roads, because they're separated. Oh, so this sequence actually happening in the beginning of the game. And the mirror underground is pulling our consciousness to the past or to the future, depending on which we're going to pick. I'm just cooking way too hard right now. Okay, what do we have to do here? Where's Mutsuki? Bathed in its light stands a man and a woman. In bewilderment, the woman's eyes wander around the area. In silence, the man's feet descend down the stairs. Oh? In response to his answer, Ishtar closes her eyes and strains her ears, as she gently grasps the rosary at her chest. Okay, so you're like separated totally from like your realities. So Hinata and Yumi are in real space, and Ishtar and he are in the cyberspace, and they like cannot like see and interact with each other, it seems. That was the action they would take whenever something troubled them. He nods strongly. He takes the lead and begins descending the stairs. Ishtar guards the back and follows after. As he runs, he glances at his wristwatch. 401, huh? Yeah, the body matters. He's voicelessly. The boy matters. In the sky above the boy lies a total lunar eclipse. The moon's age is displayed 14.6, signifying a moon phase that supports the reality of the situation. I think it was 14.6 also in the opening sequence. Wait, but you were with he like just a second ago. I'm confused. You were talking with he just a second ago. Why you... Huh? I'm confused? The other man and woman are indeed bewildered as well. Like Ashur? I'm so confused right now what is happening. Ishtar was talking to he, and suddenly she's like, where's he? I'm so goddamn confused right now. I'm so confused. It makes no sense who sees who. Oh, yeah, true. One goes to the past and one goes to the... Oh! Oh! Oh yeah, that is really similar. We have 2 pairs that got separated while entering the event. And 1 pair, which is Yumi and Ishtar and Hinata are sent to the past, while Yumi and he are sent to the future. Huh. Yeah? I'm so confused. Why Ishtar suddenly can talk with Hinata? What the fuck happened here? I think like there must be some kind of like mistranslation or something. Ishtar was talking to he. Ishtar. Where's Onesama? Where's Hinata-kun? Oh, this is... Yumi Ishtar. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, sorry, my bad. Okay, now I'm not confused anymore. Okay, Onesama is the real Ishtar because that's how Yumi calls her then. Okay, so yeah, Ishtar, like Yumi and he are in their own world basically, and Hinata and Ishtar from Road B are in their own world. Okay, makes sense. Okay, my bad. I've been confused for 0 reasons. With that said, Hinata breaks of running. Ishtar looks back and immediately follows after him. The spiral staircase glows a faint blush white in the moonlight, but the dark is deep at the end. The end is unseen. At first, the stairs appears to be single-layered, but in actuality, it's constructed as the double helix, like two sides of the strand of the DNA that will never cross unless a miracle were to occur. Oh. Okay, so like the two worlds, like cyberspace and like past and the future, they will always be separated unless like they can meet some specific point by some miracle. Okay. But he, she, no, all of them embrace confidence in themselves and head straight down. The geometric patterns etched into the wall systematically continue, never changing. The same can be said of their footsteps, however. Listen to them, and only them, and they almost sound like one. Like two. But finally back to 4. As if those sounds were an indicator of their potential possibilities. Another changing variable is the light source shining upon them. They are moving away from the crimson light and into the depths of darkness. Just how far they will go. Are they headed for the right place? I have no idea where the fuck are you. Apparently there's supposed to be Mutsuki here? Or something? I felt like she was like in that facility up there when we were fighting Enlil. Apparently not. From time to time, they each look into the sky as if to affirm their own existence. The moon crimson coat remains ever unchanged. Out of belief in one possibility, or perhaps fear of another, they do not look at the time. The moon's age, however, marks the passage of time with the cruel accuracy. They frown. 14.6. Someone even brought their hands to their temples, a migraine it would seem. Suddenly, their pace slackens. I assume that's Hinata. Okay. Are they tired or... Enveloping them is pitch darkness. Just how far does it spread? Despite their inability to see in the darkness, they still fumble forward. Their unreliable footsteps and the thickening of the moon's age symbolize the heartbeat of their existence. Though all of the confusion, that device is the only thing that keeps moving with perfect mechanical accuracy. They run into something and stop, standing before each of them, emanating a faint light. Them. Eyes open wide, mouth scream, but no voices come out. As if vocal cords did not exist. Standing before them is a life-size mirror. This is literally the beginning of the game. They gaze on it. They gaze on as if their entire bodies had become one single eye. The reflected in the mirror is... Why we went to Ishtar Road? What am I reading? What is happening? I'm suddenly assaulted by light. My palms reflexively rise to shield my eyes from the radiance. What is this? Before I even have enough time to process the situation, something overwhelmingly bombards my mind. Oh, memories. Oh! We haven't seen her on the graveyard before. Okay, this is all the memories she has. Oh wait, that's Not just Ishtar memories. These were Yumi's memories. Oh. That's all of them, actually. My head spins, but the torrent of light shows no sign of fading. Now even my feet are unable to feel the ground beneath. It's as if my body floating in space. Okay. Did someone say something somewhere? The blinding brightness passed away, all sense and all senses. But there's certainly a voice coming from there. No, perhaps it's more like a thought received by my biocomputer and automatically converted it into sound.
自己紹介が遅れたね。僕はアッシュール。人によって作り出された量子コンピューターの一つだよ。
I have so many questions right now. Why do we have Hinata here? What?
アッシュール
If my memory serves me right, wasn't it one name of Babylon's final scenario? And he says he's a quantum computer? There aren't quantum computers beside Marduk? Wait, so... Nergal made a quantum computer out of Hinata? Wait, what? So his body is basically a quantum computer? I have so many questions. I am Ashur. What? Wait, could it be...
あなたがマグダレンの言っていたあの方なのね。
Not really, I think, but who the hell knows?
僕には会わねばならない相手がいる。君がヒーを探し求めていたように。
Why we have Hinata talking as Ashur? What the fuck is happening? Ashur continues without even attempting to answer me.
がヒーを
I really did seek out He, didn't I? Though that was mostly due to Mayumi's
ヒ
influence.
ーもまたこの計画の要だった。彼がいなくては何も始まらない。だから君を選ばせてもらった。僕
I have so many questions. I don't know what to even say. Why are you talking to quantum computer? I have no idea. Hello. Ashur's words are tingled with the inhuman timbre of a being who deems other entities as nothing more than pawns.
ってなこと
Anger wells up inside me. Is he saying and even everyone at criminal were just used like that?
君の心が僕の目的に一致した。それが大きな理由だよ。君が仲間を、そしてヒーを求める。ヒーが傷つくたび、君は彼を癒し続けた。
Is Ashur like another like Hinata version from the future or something? Like we have like two personalities of Hinata that travel in time or something? Like what the hell? One is he and the other is Ashur or something? And he wants to save Muski by like prolonging her life basically, like probably like making this like water circulation going on again. Or and this Hinata tries to keep her for himself or something? I'm confused.
それは
Certainly true. Not sure if it was for Mayumi or if it was for myself, but it's impossible for me to see him wounded and stand by without doing anything.
僕には誰もいない。暗い世界でただ一人閉じ込められている。
Okay. Ashur lets out a pitifully lonely voice. I know all too well that would make someone let out such a voice. I hate being alone. It's tremendously frightening. So I made friends with those who harbor the same feelings. But those friends have been killed and scattered away, so now I'm alone again.
孤独になるために生まれてきたの。
That can be absolutely not. You're wrong.
だったら間違った歴史を修正しよう。これがただ一度の最後のチャンス。やってくれるよね。
Okay. What Ashur is saying is wrong. But something not quite right about it either. Something... Not sure what exactly, but something. Okay, we're getting multiple perspectives. Okay. All of them get sucked into the mirror. Intense light closes in. Thanks to my sunglasses, I don't need to close my eyes. No, it's the light attacking. Is it the light attacking me? Deep darkness creeps up in order to hide from that. What's going on? What's the true nature of this mysterious darkness? Okay. Yeah, again. Oh, that was... Eresh? He was lying on Eresh lap? There are some mixed memories that we don't remember. What was that just now? Are these vast amounts of images being inserted into my brain? But by whom and for what purpose? Mutsuki? A voice echoes in my head. I reflexively take my guns out and out of their holsters at my waist. But I can perceive any life readings. Meaning it's a machine? No, I don't hear any machinery. I can hear it clearly this time, but I still don't know its source. It seems my biocomputer is receiving thought waves and instantly replaying them as a voice. But this voice is a nostalgic one that has been carved into my brain. It's... Okay. Although I ask this, I feel like something's out of place. Can she not hear my voice? Okay, we are going into like... Now into like weird stuff. Okay, rest of the game was easy. That's the name of the computer that supervises Babylon, is it not? I guess like... Okay, Marduk with the voice of Mutsuki makes more sense than Ashur with the voice of Hinata. Like... Mutsuki is a part of Marduk basically at this point, as a storage, right, as Enigma, so that kinda could happen. I don't know, but it's a Marchan. Oh, the beast. Intense pain runs through my arms, right leg and flank. My memories are vague, but this pain certainly affirms Marduk's declaration. And Ashur. Ashur had Hinata voice. Why would he attack Marduk, who is connected to Mutsuki? I don't even know what is happening anymore. Aren't you the one saying this? Just a simple program meant to imitate humans. Yeah, that kinda... Yeah, that hits, right? Now, as long as I say that I'm leaving, then even if Marduk is leaving, there's no issues with that at all, right? Warning alarms are going off in my head, telling me something's off. Isn't there a part of this conversation that's warped somewhere? Yeah? Pretty much. Oh. Right. Okay, great. Mama don't wanna die, yeah. you like maybe like a lot of time passed for he, so he don't remember the diary, but he not does remember the diary.
ママはいつでも温かい、信じられる唯一の味方。あなたは敵なのか味方なのかわからない。でもパパを許してくれたんでしょ。本当は殺すはずだったのに。
Oh, Enlil's Papa, right? True. Papa. I've forgiven this Papa. Yep. Just what she's talking about. Oh. What is this image? Marduk's probably sending me this. There's two people happily smiling as they assemble something.
私たちはどんなに愛し合っても子供を授かることはできない。
Pretty much. That voice.
お母さん。
What? Mutsuki and Enlil.
でもこの子はきっと
Okay, I have so many questions. They created a cyborg. What is happening? What is this? They just said they assembling something. What?
そうか。
They have like technology that grows cells or something? They look at each other. Musky gently closes her eyes. Musky leaps, approaching Enlil's lips. Stop. That was fire. Can you that's what they made, whatever this is? That's Marchan. What do you mean? The image suddenly disappears. There's no point in freaking out. There was something that happened in the past. So the two of them put Marduk
あ
together.
なたは私の味方なの。それ
Marduk urges me to answer. At this time, I felt I had to save her, no matter what. But what about now? I don't know. I mean, you can save her by, like, not taking her out of pod. We know that it have just no... It was not designed to have, like, the water circulation thingy. So basically this is pod of poison. And she's going to die in a year, regardless of what you will do. So fix that shit, and she's going to survive. How should I answer? Okay. Also, seems like I was wrong. I thought like in like previous part of this episode, or maybe even the previous episode, I'm not sure. I mentioned that Muski didn't knew that Enil is a girl, but I was wrong. I mean, Enil reacted in a way that I thought like she wouldn't know, but yeah, okay. Anyway. So now we have a view from the pod, okay. There floats the red moon. Someone is floating in that moon. Stark naked and loosely like a jellyfish. With long black hair, smooth skin and white as the snow. Her healthy, comfortable grown body shows she's an adult woman. So... Eresh, I believe, the Ishtar sister? The black hair? Where she floats is both like outer space and underwater. Her lips don't move, and the woman only thinks to herself, looking as if she wants to call out to someone. Just then Lamb dances around her.
ここは世界の中心。
Yeah, okay.
時空から切り取られし巨大な水滴。巨時間として拡散している巨子的な量子の泡。今この時、4つの時間の流れが交錯している。2つではなく、4つ。
Okay, wait, what? Four streams of time. Okay, yeah, because we have Hinata, Ishtar, and Yumi. Yeah.
つまり、過去からの2つの時間の矢。
Yeah?
未来からの2つの矢。2つは2つと重ね合わされ、奇跡が生まれる。しかしやがて、この巨時間は崩壊し、一つの客観へと収縮するだろう。
Okay.
原子の連鎖反応がアインシュタインの世界に波動となって干渉する。
They're giving me Mercurius treatment here. Why I have to understand complicated stuff? Observation. Okay, yeah, because what's observed becoming the true timeline, basically. That's what Yumi said back few episodes ago, I think. Something about the observing word.
それももうすぐ
Lemska has phosphorescent scales as she flutters about the words.
彼女が起きたら彼女は忘れる
When she awakens, she will forget. So Muski is going to lose memory if we somehow help her?
目覚めて夢を忘れてしまうみたいに
That's actually a good point. Looks like a hegemony is about to be created, god damn it.
記憶と意識が同義なのだとしたらあなたは今のあなたじゃなくなるのね
Okay. At the other end of her gaze flutters another fairy in the middle. Another fairy. So Mutsuki and Eresh having conversations by lamps. Okay, now who is going to meet with Hinata? Even since coming in here, I've lost sight of he, but I know he's talking with Marduk. Okay, so we are connected in this regard, at least. Is that the result of a special spatial function created by Marduk? Or is it due to the lunar eclipse? Maybe it's caused by the way we are. Rather than us having unified, maybe we should think of ourselves as existing while superposed. Like he, I too can perceive Marduk's voice. But even if he's thinking about that, we are also able to have our own separate thoughts. Okay, he's talking to Lamb. Okay. Lamb, a shadow who appears to be Mutsuki's. Okay, and got memories. I know from past experience that two Lamb exists. Okay, to both of them. Maybe not. It's just his memory. Okay, I'm just thinking too much. But according to what Yumi heard from Lamb herself, Lamb is an Una and yet also a Null. At each decisive new moon, she gives the role of the saint to one of the guys at the reroll. But I'm told that normally, when the full moon is at hand, she acts lively, and she has many incidents of forgetfulness. She even remembers words in an odd way. No, maybe she's been like that from the beginning. It's hard to imagine Mutsuki, who originally never liked silently standing out, to be happily accompanied by the countless fans. The other Lamb was apparently the one I met in the fortune-telling house, full of pure nobility. This one was unlike her, in another way, in how she seems like an isolated entity who cut herself off from sympathy as a means of asserting her own existence. So in that case, is there someone manipulating Lamb that is manipulating Mutsuki's shadow? In her memory disorder, some form of hijacking protection, or perhaps where her memory is simply lost during an actual hijack. So you're telling me that it's Mutsuki's shadow, but someone else have access to it, and someone else can actually use her shadow without her knowledge. Right? When I think about how her rate of activity is centered around the new moon, it's clear. If I think about it normally, the one who could do that stuff had to be the admin of the Babylon, but her lover Enlil would never do that, even as a joke. And Ea, it seems she herself was a shadow, yeah, but they, like, obey that one. Whoever that is. Whoever brought criminal and stuff back. Who the fuck is the chosen one? I mean the one. In other words, there was someone else behind the scenes. And most logically possibility I've derived from all information I've obtained so far is that it wasn't human, but the quantum computer Marduk. Is it Marduk though? It doesn't feel like that would be Marduk, but maybe? I will just go with this for now. Like, I recorded the previous part of this episode yesterday, so I may have some gaps in my memory. I haven't even edited that yet. It's sudden and hard to believe, but she has a human-like consciousness. But I don't know what her goal was in giving orders to the people of Diro. Just what does Marduk desire? To...
君の疑問に答えられると思う。
Okay, Hinata talking to Hinata. I mean, to Ashur. Suddenly, someone's voice fills my
彼
mind.
女はママを奪われることを何よりも恐れ。
Yeah.
何でもした。きっとエンリルに君を殺せと命じたのはマルドゥークだよ。
The one who ordered Enlil to kill you was Marduk. Okay.
なんだって。
That's not all. She leaked false information to Cyberforce that Aoi Hinata is deeply involved with the narcotic turmoil. Oh, that makes sense. He says that as the result, the one who drove me into a corner was also
そ
Marduk.
うでもして止めないと君はママ、つまり青いムツキを夢から目覚めさせマルドゥークの元から連れて行ってしまう。そうだろう。
Uh-huh. Hinata, you're not going to question why you're talking to yourself? Marduk does a little bit of trolling. That's true, that is my plan. Otherwise Mutsuki will die inside Enigma. Well, she will die if you take her out of Enigma anyway. Why no one addressing this? And who are you? The one telling me all of this?
アッシュール。
Uh-huh. That was the name of the chief god of ancient Mesopotamia of Assyria. The powerful god who worshipped by the people who took Babylonia away from Mesopotamian
マル
hegemony.
ドゥークは勘違いをしている。まあ僕も初めはそうだったけどね。意識を自覚した後、最初に命じられたこと、それが彼女の破壊だった。
Daddy Enlil is currently behind closed door taking on free code criminal members.
それに抗うとか、手心を加えようなどという選択肢があるなんて、当時の僕は考えようとした。
So who made Ashur?
理解できるはずもなかったんだ。
If Ashur is another quantum computer like Marduk, where do you exist? If Marduk exists inside the Babylon, like Marduk has got the computer of Babylon, so what? Like you are the computer in the Exarch or something? Or are you he or something? Like his body? Like I have. What the hell? Also, Ashur was like inside Babylon anyway. That was the last scenario. I don't know.
だから僕はあの月食の瞬間、自分のすべての能力を駆使してアタックをかけた。そして真実を知ったんだ。
Start an attack. Uh-huh. So maybe Ashur is everything and everybody, who knows. But also Marduk said that he saved her from attack from Exarch and Ashur. So I assume that red like monster thing that he was fighting, that was like Ashur creation or something. That was attacking Marduk. So that was Ashur. I learned the truth. Okay, truth? What's truth?
自分と同等の存在を殺そうとした。それがマルドゥークだった。
Okay. Marduk and Ashur are the same kind of existence, meaning that the owner of this voice is also another quantum computer.
幸い、彼女にはヒーというナイトがついていた。
Yeah.
おかげで、相手を抹消するという最悪の事態を引き起こさずに済んだよ。
Worst case scenario, her destruction. So that's also worst case scenario for you, it seems, because she's the only other being like you. So you also don't want her to die. So, how do we progress this? I thought we were going to have like quantum computer conflict here, like one versus another, and we have to choose, pick a side or something. But no, they're on the same side, it seems.
それから僕は学習し、賢くなった。もう二度と同じ過ちは繰り返さない。
If that's the case, then what do you want to do? What are you trying to make us do that caused you to go so far as to use all those roundabout methods?
それは
For the first time, Ashur hesitates to speak. If I were to think about what an intelligence on a computer would want... That's right, they have no bodies in reality, no matter how omnipotent they are. There are things they can't do because of that deficiency. That's why they need our bodies in order to act in reality. Just like how he depends on me to intervene with actions that occur in the real world. I can hear a tinge of contempt in his voice, as if he's trying to say, for a human, you sure can think. He seems really irritated. Are quantum computers really that great? It's true that in cyberspace they have enough power to be called king or an emperor. Is that why they think everyone, all that I see at least, will listen to them? Or do they need to obey? Or why do they need to obey such childish, selfish orders? They just really used us, me, Mutsuki, Yumi, he and Ishtar, as we experienced despair. All they did was watch us as spectators, without even giving us any help. That's literally like Mercurius. It would be nuts to forgive that.
待ってくれ、ひなた。僕の依頼を断る前に、判断材料として教えておかなくてはならないことがある。
Okay. I don't feel like listening, but I'm really getting a really bad feeling about this, so I stop myself from without refusing.
君は、マルドゥークを完膚なきまでに破壊せよと命じたのは、誰だと思う？
That's actually a good point. Ah. Ashur is Exarch computer. Okay, so I was right. Ashur is Exarch computer. Yeah, okay. So I made it correct assumption. So it was probably one of the top brass that did.
と関係が深い人物だよ。
Uh-huh. What? You don't mean? Was that Mutsuki? Mutsuki wants to, like, kill Marduk?
シャマシュ。
Oh! Shama's back!
世界での名前は、確か、青い実。
Oh!
君のパパだ。
Oh! 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 Oh, now we know that about Shamash. Who the fuck Shamash was? Oh, okay. Okay, I did not thought about that, like, ever. Like, what the hell? So, Shamash character belongs to Hinata father. So, your dad wants to kill Marduk, essentially killing as well Mutsuki? Or killing Marduk would save Mutsuki, actually. Because she gets disconnected. But if she is taken out of the pod, she dies. What? Anyway, that's one thing that new thing that we learned, so that's good. He signed his notes to Hinata as Shamash in the very beginning of the game. Wait, what? Wait, what? Really? Wait, wait, what? Did he? I don't remember that. No way, my father was the one who ordered Ashur?
彼は僕の意識が宿るための筐体。つまり、量子コンピューター1号機のプロジェクトチームにいた。僕が何を言いたいのか。
That's why you have Hinata voice, because it's based on your voice, probably. Why didn't I know about that up until now? You had no idea what Shamash meant then. Oh. No, did I ever actually try to have a serious talk with Dad in the first place? We just avoided and run away from each other, right? But now my
で
father's...
ヒーの断片はネット中に広がった。その時彼のフラグメントを触媒としてバビロンのシャドウヌルに疑似的な魂が宿ったのさ。
Oh, so the shadow nodes are created with the fragments that have been shattered from he. That's why he was like missing memories and stuff. Oh. Why did that happen?
それは真。つまり君の妹が IO システムをそう設計していたからじゃないのか。
Musky did? To think that Death and Musk were involved in this kind of stuff without me knowing
彼
it.
女は僕とマルドゥークの接触によってネットが変革されることを知っていた。だからその時生命として活性化される種をまいておいたんだと思う。でも僕らはそこから先に進むことを禁じられた。
Okay. So I guess if you would contact Marduk, then you would have like we would have like a lot of little quantum computers around. By whom?
コード、サイバーフォース。それこそ周りのすべて。
Uh-huh. The act of seeing Mutski itself obstructed Ashur and Marduk's progress. Then me using his power was certainly an example of that. But to me, that was out of necessity.
だから僕はネットに誕生した小さな仲間たちを利用した。生き延びるために。そして最後にしなくてはならないことのために。
Could this whole thing have not been a story about two people malicious battle, but about giant misunderstanding? Because of misunderstanding, all of the gears went amiss. No one was in the wrong, nor is anyone to blame. To fix the amiss gears and make them work properly again, isn't that all that's needed?
君は実に賢いね。どうやら本当のことを言わないと協力してくれないようだ。
Huh. Ashur's mutterings are full of resignation and deep regret.
ただ彼女にマルドゥークに謝罪したいだけなんだ。
Yeah, and she doesn't want you to get close because you attacked her. Seems like Marduk is more like a kid, and Ashur is more like an adult. Like, Ashur makes like more sense in general. Like, he's like, can speak and stuff, and Marduk is just like throwing tantrum. No, don't take mama away. Okay, now Yumi time. Who tried to hit a child and now wants to apologize? He didn't know who it is. He learned that later. That Ishtar was the superstition of Yumi and Onesama. Perhaps that's why Ashur's voice was audible. He's just like a spoiled brat. Why can't he just ask favors up front? If only he had done that, then perhaps we could have found a way to bring everyone towards happiness. Is it because he's all alone with no friends nor family? Perhaps if he had but one sympathizer, the tragedy could have been avoided. God can be terribly cruel sometimes. Or perhaps this is the work of the man. Man's refusal to accept and that the machine had developed intelligence. What gave rise to the birth of this artificial intelligence in the first place? Did the developer not consider the possibility that one would form? As far as we know, no matter how much development would go into Newman-type computers, no true artificial intelligence would ever form. Computers are machines that could literally only compute. So far, no mechanisms have been found that can produce incalculable values of creativity. Reductionists have summarized that if we liken the elements of electromagnetic circuits to the synapses in the human brain circuitry, then it would be strange if machines develop intelligence as well. Okay. That sounds awfully like cyborgs and androids and stuff. But there's a leap in logic involved in that argument. Incalculable values like 1 divided by 0. I/O 1/0. It wouldn't be strange if machines develop intelligence as well. In other words, we don't know the mechanism behind developing intelligence. It's hard to accept that which we can't understand. Besides, we should really give more thought into circumstances brought about by miracles and or coincidences. Everything changed from before and after that time when the Fire Nation attacked. But when exactly was that time? And what exactly happened?
あの時アシュールは
Okay, so Yumi's talking to Marduk.
ヒーをバラバラの断片にした。私もいつそうされるかわからない。
Ashur tore my knight in shining armor. Okay. But he managed to win that fight. Okay, so he managed to win that fight, but he was like heavily injured, and that's why he got separated. Okay. Just now, someone's voice resounded in my head. You sound like a girl, but who exactly are you?
私はマルドゥーク。
That's the name of the chief god of Babylonian mythology, as well as the name of the Babylonian main computer, isn't it? Marduk's proud intelligence as well. Both she and the Ashur came into contact with he as the catalyst, so perhaps that time could be the first eclipse, could it not? Yeah, okay. I think they did fight during the first eclipse, that was the thing. I don't remember exactly what they mentioned back at some point in episodes. But I think like there was something like that hinted. At that time, is the data. You can't delete him from all the internet. Yeah, pretty much. He's a god of the internet. At that time, system abnormalities rampaged across the net, and the net itself experienced a phase transition and was reborn as something else. And through that process, the nulls came to life again as well. Then what about Ashur? And what about Marduk? What exactly are they? They are no ordinary computers, meaning...
助けて。私は存在をやめたくないの。ママを起こさないで。ママがいなくなったら、私にはもう頼るべき人はいないの。
Okay, so... Ashur don't want to kill Marduk anymore. Just want to like meet with her and apologize. Marduk never really had a squabble against Ashur, so she's just on defense. And she's trying to save Mutsuki. I mean, save. Like, she doesn't like want to let her go. Because she's going to die if she goes, basically. As well. Yeah, something like that. How this game is supposed to end? What are we supposed to do? Like, my only thought is that fix the pod so it can still sustain Mutsuki's life, basically, like the year after. And just leave it be and let Ashur meet with Marduk. And that would change the world basically into like more like reality converged to the cyberspace because two quantum computers would do some crazy shit. Huh. Oh, Mama, I want, yeah. Mama. Yeah. Does that refer to Mutsuki-chan? That makes sense. Marduk is still something like a newborn child.
私からママを奪わないで。でもムツキちゃんには、そう、あと半年ほどの命
Yeah, pretty much.
ないの。そ その生命維持ポッドではそれ以上肉体は維持できないのよ。
Alright. Wait, I just realized. True. We can take her out of pod before. Right, I forgot the previous recording. He said that the pod was showing that it cannot sustain her life anymore, and she was droning and dying in pain, basically. And he took her out of the pod, but she was gone, basically, at this point. Like, he couldn't save her anymore. So if we take her out while the pod is still working, then that will be fine. Like, we can actually save her. Oh, okay, I think I get it now. So we can save her before, like, the last moment.
そうしたらママは私とずっと一緒。私と同じになれる。
Great. Yeah, okay. So Marduk wants Mutsuki to become a data, basically. Like Shadow Null. She's going to implement He Fragment into Mutsuki and create a Shadow Null. However weird that may sound. That was your thoughts. Wait, does she mean... Now we cannot unthink this. No, there's no doubt about it. Marduk and Ashur artificial intelligences were born in the virtual world, so they don't understand the human concept of death, of the mortal flesh. Yep. For them, cyberspace is basically everything that's life. Basically, in the eyes of the artificial intelligence and virtual world, the virtual world is the real world. And the real world is where Yumi and her friends live is no more than the secondary virtual world. Yep. The real world is nothing more than the game to them. And the deaths of Yumi and her friends are just another aspect of that game. But Yumi and her friends, everyone at the criminal, and people of code just pawns caught in the life and death game between artificial intelligences.
この本当の世界にいるよ。だからこの世界を壊さないで。
Yeah, that's the problem. She might be just like a newborn infant, but that still doesn't excuse the unbelievable selfishness of her words. Okay? I like how this is a different, like, side of, like, perceptive and, like, perception of how, like, what world you've been, like, born in, basically. How many people have been manipulated? How many people have been sacrificed? All because of her. On the other hand, you have similar thoughts about the cyberspace. Because for you, cyberspace is cyberspace. For her, cyberspace is the real space, basically. So who knows? Maybe we live in the simulation and we think it's real, but someone else, the real world out there, is actually in real world, and they think that that is the real world, but that's also not the real world, because we have layer above, and that is the real world that created the... Okay. Yeah. Road A, Fury crafting. But Marduk doesn't even consider those thoughts. No, she doesn't even understand the meaning of those concepts. Rather than anger, and my heart feels pain. And now... Terminus. When everything returns to view, two pairs of men and women are standing at the very bottom of the seemingly endless spiral staircase. Oh, we're back! At the mirror. The two groups that have been split up earlier, once again together in the same place, yeah, having experiences from both Ashur and Marduk. Now. So... It's like, Marduk and Ashur meets with like third person, like third people as the mediators, in a sense. It's just like the Babylon final scenario. The four of them hold each other's hands as if to confirm each other's existence. Those men and women are certainly right here. The shadows of Marduk and Ashur. Two quantum computers are no longer anywhere to be found. Miami casually walks towards the window and looks outside. There's a window there? Window outside? Yeah, like what? Surprisingly, the city night sky is spread out on the other side of the glass. And in that sky, a crimson moon. That's odd. They came down from a long staircase. Are they not underground? Yeah, pretty much. It is still 14.6. Miami soon learns the truth by using her left eye. The other side of the glass has become the monitor, which is projecting the scenery that's currently on the surface right now. Maybe it was done so that people who lived underground could put up with living there. Even though people obtained the technology to create those habitable areas deep underground, they still yearn for the surface. Pull yourself together, now it's not time to get sentimental. Okay, the door before them opens up. Beyond it... Wait, so... we managed to actually get here. It's Mutsuki who floats in the pod as she continues to dream, yeah. Still can't breathe. For about a year. Or half a year. So, nothing stopped us really outside of like... Ashur and Marduk talking to us. I thought they would take some kind of action to stop us from getting here. At least Marduk, because Ashur is not really here, I guess. But he's in the cyberspace. Anyway. He, Ishtar, Mayumi, and Hinata crowd around her.
So, あれは何か特別な存在。
Yeah. I like how they're doing this. This is cool. Encounters with Marduk, as well as Ashur. With those encounters alone, the four of them were instantly able to understand the many things revolving around the two quantum computers.
エクサークが自分たちの目的のために開発した量子コンピューターだ。
その開発にはナノコンピューターの技術が採用された。
量子コンピューターは全ての経路を同時に重ね合わせの状態で計測する。
それは通常の計算と異なるもの。それ人間の思考に近い。エクサークは心を有するコンピューターを開発してしまう。
奴らは量子コンピューターの恐るべき計算速度にだけ注目し、その心には気づかなかった。
でもムツキちゃんはそれに気づいてしまったのね。そしてエンリルと一緒にその心を育てた。それがマルドゥーク。
そしてエクサークで独自に意識を宿した2番目の量子コンピューターがアッシュールということに。僕たちはどうしたらいいんだ。少なくともマルドゥークは恐怖心のあまり勘違いをしている。彼女の安全と機能はエニグマシステムによって維持されている。
Yeah? Why she's mistaken, you say? Like, she was right. If you disable Enigma system, she's going to die. She's right about this.
それは人間の大脳の夢を見る機能を応用したものだ。つまり生きた人間の脳がなければエニグマは機能しない。
ということは、真を助け出すなら誰かエニグマを引き継ぐ身代わりが必要。
Oh.
そういうことね。
Oh. Oh, so you want to like save Marduk as well now? Oh. You know what it reminds me of? This reminds me of one time, like, I've been playing like RPGs, like, you know, in general, like with the game master and stuff, right? Back in some time ago, like with other people and stuff. So there was one time when I've been like second GM basically, like I've been like supporting the main GM. And I've been playing the AI computer on the spaceship. Basically, I've been the GM that was like the AI for the spaceship. And at the end of the scenario, there was like a head or something that was like living, and someone had to take its place, basically. Otherwise, we would crash and stuff. That reminds me of that. I had to make so much bullshit back then. because players start asking weird ass questions. I had to convince them to actually get someone on the chair. Anyway. And that someone can be either he or Ishtar, since neither of them possess the physical bodies. To save one, another must be sacrificed, Hinata or Mayumi. Great. The two of them answers almost instantly. Neither has anything left to lose. All that fuels them is desire to save Mutsuki. Oh, we have actual choice here, okay. Save? I would say, like, if I... Okay, is there no other plan besides substitution? Is there no other way? This is the same. Why we have this choice? That makes no sense. It's literally mean the same. But if I would have a choice between Hinata and Yumi, I would pick Yumi to be sacrificed. If you think about this, like, it's Hinata's sister. Yumi really have nothing to do with Mutsuki, to be honest, in general. Is there no other plan besides substitution? Is there no other way? I have no idea why we have... Well, we don't have other plan besides substitution, so I guess they would just say no. Is there no other way? I guess we can think about this. Let's see this one. Suddenly, the rosary hanging on the Mayumi's neck finally glows. Oh?
まさかね。それよりもさ、
Ishtar continues without pausing.
マルドゥークやアッシュールを停止させるのが得策じゃないの？
Yeah, that is also an option. But that would mean destruction of the cyberspace. Yeah.
確かにそれが一番いいのかも。でもムツキちゃんは自分の娘
Yeah, that's a problem as well.
停止させようとするユミたちを許してくれ。
Probably not.
そうね。
それにこの不自然な量子的な時間の泡は誰が作り出したの？人知を超えたこの状況は一体誰なら用意できる？
誰って、まさか。
Ishtar complexion pales as he slowly nods. Who was it that constructed the central quantum bubble this time?
俺はその様子を見てきた。あの時世界は総転移した。リアルワールドとバーチャルワールドの力関係が逆転したのだ。この状況は量子コンピュータの知性が新しい世界を作るために用意したもの、あるいは機械知性の遭遇によって偶発的に発生したもの。
In other words, does that mean the world permitted by Ashur and Marduk is unable to surpass that rule? I don't I missed the point somewhere. I don't understand what they just said. What? Phase transition back then. So that was during the first eclipse when he was fighting with Ashur, I think. Power balance put in the real world and the virtual world. Reversed. This was either prepared by the intelligence of quantum computers in order to build a new world. Or was the world born as the result of the superstition of coincidences? That'll be fine, but if all of the humanity is just dancing in the palms of the quantum computer hands, then...
どちらにせよ、ぐずぐず考えてる暇はない。
そうね。こうしてる間にも時間は流れている。
Just as Ishtar said, the chronograph hand that had remained still in the spiral staircase has begun to move again.
3つの月食が重ね合わさったから、ユミたちはここにいる。
Yeah?
その瞬間の奇跡は今しかない。
このチャンスを逃せば二度とムツキを助けることはできなくなる。時間が欲しい。始めよう。
With those hands as a signal, his outline overlaps with Hinata. Likewise, Ishtar and Mayumi's figures also overlap. And finally, he disappears into Hinata and Ishtar into Mayumi. Also, Yumi body... When they merged, Yumi had Yumi body, but Hinata had he body. I guess, okay, he body is Hinata's body right now because he got cybernized. Yep, okay, never mind. I forgot. The young Hinata is from the past. Yeah, true. Okay, so what are we dealing with this? Are we really like disabling both or what? Motsuki is peacefully sleeping in front of us. The vital monitors show that her heart rate and respiration are normal. After confirming her stability, we checked the room databases. And thus we learned that in order to unlock Enigma from the outside and awaken Mutsuki, we need 10 passcodes. But I only have the skill to obtain 9. Okay. Well, you're useless. Those were also obtained by hacking the computers surrounding us. The last one is completely damaged and can no longer be read. It seems it was lost due to the system abnormalities that occurred on the lunar eclipse half a year ago. So... you destroyed the code basically by fighting the Ashur thingy. It seems. It seems each of the passcodes are encoded and delivered from some sort of keyword or phrase. There's no traces of that keyword anywhere. Perhaps Mutsuki herself is the one who knows it? The passcode is a really long ASCII string, and trying to remember or guess it is impossible. If we input the wrong code, then perhaps Enigma will go haywire as a result, meaning... what should we do? Yeah, Enlil said to search Mutsuki memories. Yeah.
あいつの記憶、思い出の中に最後の鍵があるはずだ。
ひょっとしたら
ムツキちゃんの記憶に付随する何かが最後のパスコードなんじゃないの？でなくともパスコードを導き出すためのキーワードとか。
なあ、俺もそう考えてたところだ。パスコードへの手がかり、パスコードソースってところだな。
always say strange things. Also, we have like 2 specialists here, like he, which is Hinata, and Yumi, that are like extremely good at crosswords. Like, we had crosswords before, like, I think they can figure it out. Include the passcode, a passcode source. If we can identify that something, we can procure the encoded passcode. In other words, we can awaken Mutsuki. Mutsuki is dreaming in the device. Just like that, she creates words and stories in her dreams, and then continues to live in them.
何か心当たりはないの？
残念ながら
There's 14 years worth of memories for Hinata and Mutsuki. Even if we started searching through them, how long would that take? On top of that, if it's related to a memory that Hinata doesn't know about, we're screwed. There's no time. But giving up is out of the question. The truth is, it's not like we've been left in a hole with no way out. It's just the remaining way. It's too ridiculous.
もしも夢の中に入ることが可能なら
If we did that, we could directly ask Mutsuki herself for the passcode source. But when I say it, I realize what a delusional idea the whole thing is.
どうやって
Yeah, how the hell are you supposed to, like... Dreams. Dreams, explanation, psychology. I'm bad at that kind of stuff. It's completely out of my area of expertise. If you guys want to say whether, it might be another story. I mean, if you think about it as just go to sleep, Hinata. Like, Mutsuki was showing herself in your dreams, so just go the hell to sleep. Like, the solution for all of this is to go sleep. I get more and more bitter at Ashur's interference. Interference, yeah. No, in the first battle, whenever or not I had that kind of knowledge, the idea of entering someone else's dream is way too absurd. Well, Musky did enter your dreams. So you can do this somehow. It wouldn't work even if your wildest dreams are theirs.
呆れたか。無理もない。あまりに馬鹿げた話だからそうだな。俺は絶望のあまり。
I smiled derisively.
だがな。俺は決して諦めたりしない。それだけは殺されたってするもん。
My burning soul boils up from the deep within me.
誰一人理解してもらえなかったとしても、俺は方法を探し続け、あいつはここにいるんだ。そして俺もここにいるんだ。自分を騙し続けるなんて、殺し続けるなんて、もう二度とするものか。
I can't stop. This is the culmination of everything I've been through so far, pouring out.
俺のやるべきことを成し遂げるまで、魂を腐らせたりしない。ついていけないなら、ここを去れ。無理強いはしたくない。
Okay.
俺は最後まで残ってここで。
待って、早とちりしないで。
何？
誰も離脱するなんて言ってないでしょ。諦めたなんて言ってないでしょ。私はね、私なりにその方法を考えてただけよ。あ、それとお前なんて気安く呼ばないでくれる？まるで倦怠期を迎え
Hey you. Wow, wow.
ちゃんと「イシテル」って名前で呼んでもらえないと。
面倒だ。
じゃあさ、タルちゃんでもいいよ。
Wow.
ますますごめんだ。そもそも呼び方なんてなんだっていいだろう。
Really? As of the time.
ああ、もう分かってないな、ヒー君は。
Wow.
ヒー君。
Can we leave that ridiculous name for that phrase use only, please?
あ、ほら、嫌そうな顔。分かったでしょ。呼び方ってとっても重要なんだよ。お互いの関係だったり、その時の距離感だったりが推し量れたり、
Okay.
何よりも呼び方一つで呼ばれた側も気分が変わるでしょ。
なるほどな。わからなくもない。
How does that help though? Huh?
だが、それとこれとは話が別だ。俺には俺のポリシーってものがある。
ま、どうしてもって言うなら、でもさ、気が変わったら考え直してよ。
気が変わったらな。で、そっちでも考えてたそうだが、何か方法が思いついたり。
思いついたよ。
だよな。思いつくわけ。はあ？なんだと？今なんて言った？
だから方法が思いついたって言いました。
Okay.
本当か？
So tell me.
嘘言ってどうすんのよ。ヒーみたいに簡単に騙されそうな人騙したって何にも面白くないし。
Tch, this is her payback for me later, huh? Well, whatever.
いい？まずざっとまとめるわよ。ムツキちゃんを目覚めさせるためにはエニグマに10でも
Yeah,
そのうちの一つは永久に失われてしまう。
pretty much. Yeah.
だからパスコードを生成したと思う。
Yeah.
何かおそらく言葉だと思うけど、パスコードソースをムツキちゃんの記憶の中から探さなくちゃいけない。そのムツキちゃん本人はエニグマの中で眠ってるわけで。
Pretty much.
だけどもパスコードソースを知るためには本人に直接聞く以外に方法はなさそうだ。
Method ordinary okay, yeah.
ゆえにムツキちゃんの夢の中という未だ前人未到の知恵と深く侵入し、我々の探し求める秘宝を手にするべく。
But we were just talking about this. How do we get into her memories? What are we talking about? We're just like talking about this all the time. What?
はいはい。そこまではもう。
Yeah.
具体的な方法を言ってくれ。
ちぇノリが悪いわね。要するにムツキちゃんを起こすために彼女の意識の奥深くにアクセスしてパスコードソースを割り出す必要。
で、
Uh-huh. She might be wasting my anticipation is what I think. Oh, brother.
この奥深くにアクセスして割り出す。何かに似てると思わない？
Access interior to deduce something. Like hacking?
何？
私たちが最も得意としてる何か。
まさか。
Are we going to hack Enigma?
ハッキングか。
ごめんと。
でも、どうやって？
You try to hack into the quantum computer. You fucking serious? I feel like I've gotten a bit closer to my field of expertise, but I'm still not fully sure what she's getting at.
これを使うのよ。
She's pointing to Enigma, where Mutsuki sleeps.
さっきここのコンピューターを調べてた時、私偶然発見しちゃったの。
Oh, wait, what?
2台存在することをね。そして3台のエニグマはメインコンピューターであるマルドゥークを経由してつながり合っている。
Wow, what a coincidence, huh? Okay, so we dive in. So we became part of Marduk and talked to Mutsuki within Enigma. Now that makes sense. Why in road C and D, their perspective is underwater in the beginning of the game, in the beginning of the roads, because they're inside of Enigma. Oh.
彼女の脳は今マルドゥークの記憶制御のためにエニグマに接続されてる。それは他人の夢。わかりやすく言えば異世界へアクセスできるシステムじゃないかしら。
Input output.
夢へのインプット。夢。もうわかったでしょ。
俺たちも眠りにつくわ。
そう。そうすればきっとマルドゥークのメモリ上でムツキちゃんの夢に合流できる。言うなれば夢を共有し合うわけ。
Will you be able to wake up though?
ロマンチックだと思わない？
Hacking to the gate or something.
なるほど。
Aside from whether or not I called it romantic, it surely does feel like if we use that method, we can access Mutsuki's dream. We don't really understand Enigma's technology, but we don't have time now to be inspecting this and that. Also, it may be that this event happened and Mutsuki, like the ending of like Mutsuki dying happens anyway, like this is another like timeline shenanigans. What I wanted to say is that maybe this event happened before already. They were inside the pod, that's what let them travel into the past, basically. Like, this event happened and didn't, like, fix anything, basically. Like, it's a fixed point as well. Well, what if that's the case? Like, it's just the same as before, but they just don't remember this. After all, we saw Road C and D from the water perspective, so it suggests that their data was, like, from within Enigma. Okay. We don't really understand Enigma technology, but we don't have time now to be inspecting this and that. It's a method with extremely high probability. All we need to do is test it.
だけどね、多分ムツキちゃんの自意識そのものがいる最深部へは直接アクセス。夢ってのは意識の底の底。
Yeah.
深層心理下に潜っていく行為と言える。しかもデリケートな精神を守るためにコンピュータプロテクトみたいに。
まるでこれまで見てきたような言いようだ。
そんなわけないでしょ。ちゃちゃ入れないで。私にはこれが正解な予感がするの。
Yeah, like a foreknowledge, huh?
奇遇だな。俺もそんな予感が。
That really is a strange sensation. Yeah, that's really you and from road C and D. Like, this thing already happened. It doesn't fix anything. Like, they fail, I think. It feels very similar to the occasional feelings of deja vu I've had up until now. It's also a memory that came from the future. Have I repeated something like that once before? Then why is Mutsuki still asleep? Yeah! Like I said, like, this is weird as hell. Like, this thing already happened and she died. Anyway.
何にせよ、ムツキちゃんの自意識にアクセスするためには意識の浅い領域から徐々に潜っていく必要があるわけね。
Then we need another Hinata/he that actually managed to get to Mutsuki, so she dies in his arms. So we have two he's Like one that is like submerged in the Enigma, and the other one that is actually saving Mutsuki later in the future. Like, what the fuck is happening? We need to start from her consciousness, shallow region, slowly dive our way down.
夢を一つの物語だと仮定するなら、それはムツキの紡ぎ出す物語の始まりと終わりってとこかしら。
始まりはわかるとして、なぜ終わりなんだ。
物語に触れている時、感情移入の低い時ってのは読み始める前と読み終わってしばらく経ってからでしょ？
Yeah, kinda like right now.
まあ、そういうことにしておきますか。
何よ。じゃあ準備始めましょうか。
We operate the computers and call up the other two enigmas. Units that were being stored under the floor. We press the Enigma startup switch. Epsom salt solution begins to fill their interiors. Okay, the thing can be found in ocean mineral spring water, known as main ingredient magnesium chloride. Water soluble and which soaks is functional muscle relaxant, laxative. Yeah, okay. So just like salts. But also we know that if they don't like wake up in the half a year from the enigmas, they will die too. Because like, I mean, we don't know, actually not a half a year. It will take more. Mutsuki will die in the half a year. Because these pods are not made to like make this solution, this water to circulate. So the oxygen is dropping and basically you just diving in poison. Who the like I said, yeah, I know this episode is not up yet, the previous one, but like I said, like who the fuck, like why would they think that's a good idea to make a still water pods? Like Enlil, like Mutsuki, what the hell? Why would you, like, you made a quantum computer. Why you can't, like, you know, like...
これ原理はアイソレーションタンクにそっくりね。
Uh-huh. Soundproof, lightproof, filled with liquid clothes. The body temperature devised by the neurologist Silili. Constructed to test whenever human brain functions when it's cut off from the old stimulus. Subject in a state similar to a dolphin living in the depths of the sea, or a fetus floating in the amniotic fluids at its mother's womb. They're hackers, not medics. Ah, sure. Experiments results shows that the human brain is active even without external stimulus. In absence of stimuli, the brain creates images and sensations, producing effects similar to having a walking dream or that deep meditation. Cerebralism. Theory proposed by the anatomist Yoro Takeshi. Suppose that consciousness is born from the paying exchange of information caused from the mind desire to know itself. Human speech and society are all products of the brain, and thus the construction of the artificial virtual space will allow the external environment to be cerebralized as well. This notion means that the soul and the flesh are inseparable entities, placing considerable doubt on the perceived of the existentialism and dualism. Well, we know that the shadow nodes can exist, so yeah, kinda can be separated.
アイソレーションタンク
I immediately connect my biocomputer to the net and search for the databases. I just read that! God damn it, he! How dare you! I'm not going to read this again. Yeah. God damn it, he. I examined the pod carefully. It's true, it seems the glass cover is made of a special material that prevents light from getting inside. Same with sound, it's gotten the complete soundproof treatment. In other words, when the lid is closed, neither light nor sound will get inside the pod. You don't even need to look at Mutsuki to surmise that the user sleeps in this while lying face up. When they do, the buoyancy is so high that they will float on the top, just like a Dead Sea. In other words, they are released from gravity. According to Ishtar's explanation, it seems you have to enter the pose without any clothes for the best results. After that, one relaxes their whole body and surrenders themselves to the solution. When they do, they will enter a world without light, sound or gravity. They will be in a state where they can feel absolutely no stimulus from the outside world. And then you panic, start thrashing around and drone. The stimuli of the 5 senses will be... They're released from what? I missed something. Released from gravity. Yeah, true. The stimuli of their 5 senses will be reduced to their minimum, and their consciousness will begin to heat to their innermost depths. The one who does that will have a dream like awake. Continuing to dream while being awake, huh? I sink my body into the pod. Shortly afterwards, Ishtar does the same. And thus the road C and D begins. And thus, as hackers, we too link up to Enigma. We'll partake in the part of Mutsuki's story, as characters in her dream, who will rewrite that story, with our goals being to talk with her. We need to be careful, as in the process she doesn't realize her consciousness is being hacked. Because her consciousness self-defense instincts will try to remove the intruders, making access impossible. Us, two hackers, will deceive Mutsuki, and while deceiving ourselves as well, this is Steinsgate shenanigans. We'll start to head for the deepest portion of her consciousness. Deceive Mutsuki, deceive the world, deceive yourself. And that's the hacking attempt, like, no naked Ishtar art, yeah. I mean, that's more like Yumi art, but yeah. And thus, a hacking attempt, like the world has never seen before begins. Okay. How much time has passed since then? Okay, time skip. I think we may be droning. Age 4.6. Still. The world keeps kicking inside its womb. It's quite literally a newly conceived creature, silently counting down the passage of time until its birth into its life. The fetus takes in and absorbs everything it can get from the womb and forces itself to evolve into its next shape. Didn't we had this before? Was that like in the beginning of Road E? I think we had something like this in the beginning of Road E. Something was being born or something. And we had like, yeah, we had like some kind of like creature or something there. And then it has a dream. Long, long dream with no sign of ending, no sign of awakening. But what kind of dream does the fetus see? Perhaps it yearns for the future it has yet to see. Or perhaps it clings to the past it will soon lose. It slowly tries to open its eyes. But its field of vision still reflects nothing. Here in this place, one can perceive no light, nor sound, nor pressure. Yeah, there was something like this. Like, it couldn't see and, like, tried to connect to someone else or something. There was something like that. One may even doubt if the time exists. Perhaps the fetus' eyes aren't actually open at all. It might just still be dreaming that it's awoken from the dream. But either way, it doesn't matter. Because here in this place, one cannot even perceive loneliness. But this is not without reason. Because when everything exists here, how can one feel lonely? The fetus wants to reach the unknown. It is here, where various materials melt into each other and form organic matter. Metal ions, amino acids, sugars, everything mixes into the structures of intertwining polymers. God. That thing. I cannot. What was that actually? Oh, that was the density of the liquids. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I remember now. Was filling the space primordial soup, too, so to speak. The primeval ocean that existed on the Earth before life was born. If it were to be likened to something, it was a giant life form from the time when everything was one. The time before the distinction of self and other. In that primordial liquid, the fetus began to submit itself to a short sleep once again, as billions of bubbles rise to the surface. As if to continue sleeping while staying awake. To respin the fabric of the disarrayed dream correctly. Just before its closed eyes, a sudden thought comes to it. How long has it been going on? What reason is there to be here? Just where did this consciousness come from? Yeah? In the distance of this dim, wavering field of vision, there's the staircase and the moon, yeah? I suddenly have experienced this text unknown amount of times. Okay. A staircase that depicts an infinite spiral can be seen. As its terminus is the moon, dyed a deep crimson. Oh, so that's it. That's it. We came from there. So, is this fetus like the collaboration of like both Yumi and he, like consciousness, like they just merged into one or something, and that begins road E? What is happening? We kick off the space as if taking a quick turn in swimming. And like that, we head off into the deep, deep depths, searching for the bottom. Log in. We shall log in, I guess. Oh. Matryoshka! Oh, great! We are just going to unlock more and more and more depths. Great!